I don't even think that was on, was it? Hey, welcome back to the vlog. Today is the day after Christmas. I am in the kitchen every other Tuesday and Friday. And it is the day after Christmas is Friday, and it is a kitchen day. And truth be told, I really didn't think I was going to have much to do today. I was actually going to just use it to run errands. But then we actually had a lot of orders come in. So I am in the kitchen just kind of getting things going for our next batch starting in January. And then just getting some things in order for the orders as well. Since we're coming to the end of the year, I always like to, I do this quarterly, but then at the end of the year, I like to see just a summary of how the business did and see how our sales were, see if we met the goals that we set out for ourselves at the beginning of the year. And just a little background on my business. So I run a kombucha company. I started it from my house in 2020, and it grew to the point where we needed to move to a commercial kitchen and be fully licensed because we wanted to start selling to retailers. It's 2025. This was year 6 of business. And most of our growth, I guess, has happened extremely organically and a very slow burn, I would say. Another important thing to consider, I don't run this business full time. It could definitely be a full-time thing, but I stay home full-time with my children. I've got 3. One of them's now in school, but the younger 2 are with me pretty much all day, every day, with the exception of my kitchen days, those every other Tuesdays and Fridays. I get a lot of people asking, how do you find the time? And really, there's so much more that I could be doing with this business to maximize our retailers, maximize our sales, market. Oh my gosh, I'd love to do so much more with marketing, do more events. And I just don't, because my kids are my number 1 priority. The business is number 2. And I either don't have the time to do it, or I don't want to stress myself out to the point of making it happen, but being really, really stressed and anxious about it. I'm perfectly fine with the organic growth that this business has had over the past 5-6 years. So that being said, my approach to my business is I do have goals for it, but they are very flexible. But I make these goals knowing full well that the effort I put toward them is not like full bore. It's not 100%. And that's just the way it is for now. So I'm very gentle with myself. I'm ambitious with the goals, but I'm very gentle with myself when it comes to reaching them. For example, we had a ton of organic growth last year in 2024, and it was a banner year. Like, our business doubled in sales just kind of on its own. I didn't really have to try very hard. And this year I had goals to double it again. But again, the goal was very relaxed. And I know for sure we did not meet that goal this year, but I'm okay with that because I know that I didn't do everything I could have to make it happen, which kind of sounds like counterintuitive. I feel like a person would normally be really upset with themselves if you look back at the end of the year and thought, oh, I didn't do everything I could have. But again, with my kids being priority number 1, business being priority number 2, we still had growth, and I'm very happy with that. And it almost is like the reverse. I'm okay that we didn't reach the goal because I know I didn't give it my all, because my attention was toward my number 1 priority. And that is just the way it is for this season of life. So anyway, I wanted to share, because I actually haven't looked yet at our total sales for this year, and I wanted to. I thought that would be really interesting to hear. I always love hearing I love talking money. I think it's very fun and inspiring. I love hearing how other people run their small businesses, what their goals are, how they recap the end of their years. I think it's so fascinating and fun. And I appreciate transparency too, because like I said, I feel like hearing about other small business owners, I find it really inspiring to hear what's possible. And I think it would be really cool if there were more. I don't know of many small business, people that do what I do. A ton of stay-at-home moms who run small businesses, but the kombucha realm I think is pretty niche. So anyway, I need to look at retail sales and total sales. Sorry, retail sales and direct to consumer sales. So year to date, our direct to consumer sales, and this will be what they are through the end of the year because I don't have any more markets. Okay, so for 2025, our gross sales was $35,672. So that's direct to consumer, us being at farmers markets, pop-up shops, people coming to my house and doing pickups, things like that. And typically direct to consumer is like, I want to say 70% of our business. So we will see what the retail side of it looks like. We did add on a few more retailers this year, and the retailers that we had did order more. So I am anticipating that that number is going to be different. It's going to be more toward like 40% retail, 60% DTC, but we'll see. So I just did the math, and retailers, we did $20,200. So our total sales for the year was $55,872, which is not too shabby for a side hustle. No, that is not bad at all. I do want to go back and look at what our sales were last year, though. I think that would be really helpful to see. Okay, so in 2024, our direct to consumer sales were $37,106. Our 2025 direct to consumer sales was $35,672. So that actually went down a grand total of 4%, which surprises me, but actually not really, for two reasons. Number one, overall sales at the market this season were undoubtedly down. People just didn't really seem to be opening their wallets as much, and new customers were not as prevalent as they've been in years previous. Also, a big thing to note is this was our 2025 was our first year having our product on tap at the co-op that is in the same town as our primary market. In years previous, if they wanted to get our kombucha from us in Hudson, they had to come to the farmers market. Now they can just get it at the co-op anytime they want. So the fact that sales went down 4% direct to consumer, upon reflection, that does make a little bit of sense. Okay, now let's look at our retailers. So in 2024, our gross sales for retailers was $10,738. Or no, I'm sorry, it was $10,738. And this year in 2025, it was $20,200. So that almost doubled, which is fabulous. One of our big goals this year was to increase our retailers, offer at more breweries, coffee shops, mercantiles in the area. So to see that our sales have doubled is wonderful, because it means we've gotten our product into more stores, which is true. I think we added on 4 retailers this year. And we have been very actively telling people to go to those retailers. So seeing that number almost double from 10, just shy of 11,000 to 20,000 is really encouraging. So grand total 2024 was $47,844. And for 2025, our gross sales grand total was $55,872. So we increased sales by just shy of 17%. It's definitely not what the goal was, but like I said, I also didn't do everything I could to reach that goal. So the fact that sales did increase, I'm very pleased about, especially about this doubling the retailer number. So yes, that's just a little snippet into what 2025 brought us and will help us formulate goals for 2026. Hi, it's me from the future. I was just editing this video and realized that I completely forgot to close it out. The video that you just saw was actually supposed to be part of a vlog type video. And then while I was editing it, I was like, let's just make this a standalone video. Let's find out what these numbers are together in real time. I had no idea what they were before filming the video. So it was fun to be able to kind of process that in real time with you. It also made me so excited for 2026. Each year, my kids just keep getting older and more independent, which means I am able to pour a little bit more into the business side of things. So focusing and really honing in on specific goals for the business is something I'm really looking forward to in 2026. So I'm going to be doing an entire goal setting video for the year of 2026. And it's going to be really exciting because it's going to be encompassing my kombucha business, but also the growth that we're expecting that is kind of outside of the kombucha business alone. Yes, something in the way of expansion that I'll be able to talk more about in that next video. So anyway, thank you so much for following along with my small business financial recap, I guess, of 2025. If you're a small business owner or you just like those types of inside scoop videos, I'd love it if you followed along. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time.